Justice UU Lalit, after his 37 years in the Supreme Court as a lawyer and then as a judge, is finally hanging up his boots. He may have spent 37 years in the Supreme Court, but his tenure as CJI was a brief one, 74 days. He took charge on August 27th and technically is retiring tomorrow, but he's demitting office today. Tomorrow is a holiday on account of Guru Nanak Jayanti. Now, he joined the bar as a lawyer in 1983 and was designated as a senior advocate in 2004. His specialization was criminal law. He counts the likes of Amit Shah, Salman Khan, Captain Amrinder Singh, Navjot Singh Sidhu and former UP Chief Minister Kalyan Singh as his clients. In 2014, he was elevated as a Supreme Court judge, only the sixth advocate to have earned it. As a Supreme Court judge, he struck down triple talaq as unconstitutional, overturned a Bombay High Court order that held that unless there is skin-to-skin contact, no sexual assault has taken place. He also watered down the SC/ST Act, causing widespread protests, with Parliament having to pass a separate act to undo the damage. Now, his tenure as CJI was brief, but was not short of action and excitement. Now, the biggest judgment was the Supreme Court upholding the 10% quota for people from economically weaker sections. Interestingly, he held that it was against constitutional norms, but was in a minority. His tenure also saw the first ever live streaming of court proceedings. He was also known to be a taskmaster, listing almost 17,000 cases in the first 2 weeks alone of his tenure. At one point, Justice Kaul, the third senior most judge of the Supreme Court, complained of not getting enough time to hear cases. He also constituted 25 constitution benches to decide key questions, including EWS, demonetization, free speech for ministers, and the WhatsApp privacy policy case. Now, Justice Lalit's term was also marked with friction in the collegium, with his successor, Justice Chandrachud, not seeing eye to eye on promoting a few select judges to the Supreme Court. But speaking of his successor, Justice Chandrachud is set to take charge on 9th of November. He will be India's 50th Chief Justice. His father, Y.V. Chandrachud, was India's 16th Chief Justice. They will be India's very first father-son CJI duo. He's likely to have a long term stretching across 2 years. Among his more notable judgments was the one that struck down Section 377 that criminalized consensual sex between homosexuals. He also struck down exclusion of women from the Sabrimala temple. He was the sole dissenter in the Supreme Court verdict that upheld Aadhaar. He had red flagged lack of safeguards as well as the possibility of surveillance under the Aadhaar regime. He also overruled his own father's judgment of 1976 to uphold privacy to be a fundamental right. However, he has also been subject to criticism. He received flack for paving the way for construction of Ram Mandir in Ayodhya as a part of the five-judge bench. He also dismissed a plea seeking a probe into the allegedly mysterious death of Judge Loya. There was also a complaint filed before the President and the Chief Justice against him. The complaint had alleged that he passed orders to help his son's clients. It also alleged that his orders during COVID helped vaccine manufacturers with illegal gains. On the road ahead, he's likely to have his hands full. Justice Lalit sought to revive hearings in various cases that were lying dormant for a while. As a result, the next 2 years could see hearings on issues such as electoral freebies, Citizenship Amendment Act, electoral bonds, Uniform Civil Code, population control, as well as the 2016 demonetization exercise. Justice Chandrachud has been making headlines long before his elevation as CJI. Chances are that he will be subject to even further scrutiny as he handles sensitive issues affecting political leaders and individual and minority rights.